Just flying in here right as it gets started. How are you guys? I'm Lori LaRose. I have I always get on here and my bangs are like doing something funny. I am Lori LaRose. I have Active Stamping here on Facebook. I feel like I'm Wilson. Who used to watch the, oh, I can't even remember what the show was. Oh, Tool Time. Tool Time? Something like Tool with, I don't remember the main character. Hi, Cheryl. How are you doing this morning? Yes, this is kind of take two, just in case you're wondering. I thought, I better go tie up my hair. I wasn't happy and nobody was on. So I was like, I'm going to go. Anyways, I felt like Wilson. So now I'm higher. So beautiful morning here. A little tiny bit cloudy, but gorgeous morning. It is the ABCs and 1, 2, 3s of techniques. Home improvement. Thank you, hon. That's right. That's what it was. I knew Tool Time wasn't quite right. Anyway, so ABCs and 1, 2, 3s of stamping techniques with me. And we're on to F already. So we've been having tons of fun. I was going to show you a couple cards, but I'm like blanking completely. Morning is not my best. I do have one here that I showed the other day. So we did chalk on the C1. We did the pop and pastel. No, I'm sorry. This is baby wipes. We did do chalk, but we did baby wipe technique. I showed that one the other day. And then I'm not sure what I did for the chalk one. I'm not sure where it is what I mean. Anyways, you can roll back on Thursdays if you're just brand new to here and you're like, what? Go for it. It's going to be super fun. Today is F. We're going to do a Funfold. So I will pop you down and we'll get going. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to decorate this guy, but I know the Funfold I'm going to do. So that's cool. All right. Put this down. I've been busy doing, I saw a couple days ago, I guess on Monday, I think, the idea of dynamic duos. And I've been having some fun, or had fun that night, working with the dynamic duos. And this funnest card, oh my gosh, I just love it. Speaking of the red stuff, I gotta show you guys this one because it's so fun. So I had fun with this little card and making it on Tuesday night. So fun. So I stamped a dynamic duo of cherry cobbler and real red. And when I went to stamp the tires for the second time, I did just happen to hit just the tire part, sort of. So they still have a little tinge of red, but they're kind of, the line became a little black. Most of the time, it didn't make too much difference with these cars, but all of a sudden, when I did this one, the red kind of showed through a little bit too much. So I never noticed it the first night, but just one little hint for you. Depending on the color that you're stamping the whole car with, the tires do get stamped up with that. And then there's a beautiful spot that fills in the tire so fantastically. Like I love the shading on it. Oh, talking of shading. So I had, and guess what I found? You know, I was looking for that. I think I must, I don't know what, but anyways, there it is. So I found it. So yeah, for the most part, it doesn't matter. This one almost does. So hitting that with a black and just touching it. It didn't matter if it went all the way up or not in my mind, but at least it helped in my mind. But anyways, I was really excited because this morning when I was looking at these dynamic duos, this is espresso and pecan and whatnot. Anyways, okay. So yes, I'm happy to find this because I was like, where is that the other day? So I brought in my cup of tea. I hope you guys have a cup of tea. I think you'll be able to cut right along with me if you cut the, tomorrow's the party where we get to really drink. So just put it aside, Lori, put it aside. If you cut the base right along with me, that'd be a good idea. So you're going to need a 5.5 by 8.5 piece of paper. We're going to do a fancy fold this week. And it is a little, I think it's a side step card, I think is what it's called. And we need to have our cutter. And of course you can't pause me, but I could tell you a story. There was a story I was going to tell you about something. It was in my head and then I forgot to finish it in my mind. Hi, Janice. How are you? Is it supper time basically where you are? I'm kind of feeling like it might be supperish. Oh man, I feel like I had a really good story to tell you. I don't know. Anyways, the cars are super fun and they are available now. Unlike Texas Sharon, who said they are not available for sale. I was like, yes, they are, Sharon. Sharon's used it actually when she was down at the head office. She literally is from Texas, but I love her. Went dancing with her one time at a leadership convention. She drove me in her big Cadillac to a club, 6 or so of us. And yeah, I do say 6 or so of us all climbed into the car with her. We were piled literally on top of her in the car, not on top of her because she was the driver, but everybody else was all piled in there. It was kind of fun. You do have a chance to do some variations with this as far as how wide you want it. And I really am trying to figure out, you girls, when did we just do this on a Wednesday night recently? Because I'm trying to figure out when I did this as a group really quite recently. And I made it wider or narrower than I usually do. I'm sure I made it wider. All right, so here we go. Everybody ready with their thing. So you want your paper cutter, you need a trim around a thing. And you are going to I feel like this one's different than the last one I did. Okay, we're going to bring it in. For real ease, I'm just going to bring it into the 1 inch over here on this side. And I am going to cut. And when you go to cut this, oh, I know when I did this. I did this, I think, for a Super Saturday, actually. A little piece of white paper is handy to make this work. And you're going to go from the 1 inch up to the 5.5, which I'll have to, this is not a very good piece of paper because I can't see the 5.5. There we go. Okay, so I'll zoom this in a little tiny bit. Sorry, I usually do that. It's, okay, in case you're collecting the Christmas tree. Yes, you can definitely case that. I'd be flattered. Whee. I was happy with the way it turned out. It was what I saw when I very first saw this. I needed an alternative. I think my cutter might finally be getting dull. Hold on a second here. When I am going to come from the 5.5 and go. Sometimes you're, something's going on in my cutter right there, evidently. Good gracious. Hang on. Why isn't it like this piece? Oh, for goodness sakes, you guys. So I have, and now that I'm looking at my track, you can see it's really filthy. I'm not, I have heard from people that it's pretty important to have a really good clean this thing. So this is a perfect hack, unintentional, to teach you to keep your tracks clean. Okay. And I know years ago when we were having lots of trouble with the other cutting blades with these cutting blades, actually, with that, there is a new, they got a new cutter just because they were having so much trouble. My understanding was that it really was the blades. And I don't know if it was the blade replacements. I honestly actually think mine might be the very original the blade that I bought with this, and that's why I'm still working with it. I do have more blades. I bought several. So for the couple more people that have them still. And there is also 2 sides to this guy. So I guess actually as I flip it over, I'm just going to put it over. So I was just taking I didn't want to do it on screen because you know me. I was just taking I maybe did it just a really good job. But I think I'm going to take it to the sink and I'm going to give it a good scrub so that there's no debris. And when we were having trouble, I know several demonstrators actually showed how to make sure that you cleaned it. And I honestly don't remember how they totally said to clean it, but it is removable on the old one. I think some of my girls still have the old one, but that has to be what that was going on right there. So I'm kind of sad. And I think it'll be okay. Do you know what? I'm just going to go again because cutting it'll be hard. So I'm just going to grab a fresh one. We had a little technical difficulty. That'll give those that are just getting here 5 seconds to catch up. 5.5 by 8.5 piece of paper. We're going to put it in the cutter at the 1 inch with a clean track so that we can go. And we're going to bring it down to the 1. and cut up to the 5.5. And so I'm just going to put this in here so I can see it. And then we're going to go ahead and cut. So from the 1 to the 5.5. So super simple. And then come over here, and you're going to go back to the one on the other side. And you're going to do the same thing. From that 5.5 that we're at, double check. Oh, it moved. So double check that you're at the same spot for you guys to see. 5.5 up to the 1. Okay, so 5.5. Up to the 1. Okay, that's it for the blade. Make sure you put the blade away so that now you're going to score. And it's going to be about 4 score lines, I think. 4 score and 7 years ago. So we're going to bring it in here to the 1 inch. And you're going to score on the outside of the lines. Okay, so just the outside of the lines. So just to the, I guess in this case, the 4.5. And then on this side, it's not. It should be, oh yeah, it's 5.5 wide. Yep, so 4.5. And then down to the 1 inch here. But basically you're going to the thing. And in case you've never done something like this crazy, this little tiny mark in the middle, no matter which cutter you're in, there will be, you'll have some sort of indicator of where your blade cut is. Out. Oh, Keisha, I see you say out, but I'm not sure what you're saying out to. And I can't make this move today. There. Oh. Hi, Debbie. I don't think the new ones pop out. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, then, and you could take it to the sink. You just wouldn't be able to craft right away afterwards, kind of thing. Okay. So, and then you're going to go to the 2 inch mark. So I am now going to turn it around just to confuse everybody. So now you're going to the 2 inch mark and scoring again. Just on the outside to 1 inch here. So just to the cut lines and there. Okay. Then you're going to do a score at, oh, my writing is atrocious. Hang on. One moment, please. Okay. Then you're going to go to 4.25. And this one, you're going to go between the lines. Okay, so come up to the 1 inch or to the 4.5 line. But basically, you just want to see that little guy right on your blade cut. Okay, and you're going to go all the way up to the other blade cut. So scoring. Okay, and then you're going to come in here and have a little cut or another score at 5.25. And this one's on the outside. So again, go back up to the blade, the cut line, and score on both sides of that. Oh, wait a second. Oh, and I cut to 5.5. Oh, boo. I think it'll be fine. I'm 92% sure it'll be fine. If you aren't cutting right along with me, I did lose my brain. I cut to the 5.5 line, right? And so I need to score at 5.5, not at 5.25. Let's see how it works. I'll just have to score that again. Not a big deal. So you're scoring to the end of where it was, basically. So if you make a mistake like I just did, that's where your score line will be. Don't score where you're supposed to. FYI and I'll put it into the comments up top. You're going to only cut rats. Darn it. We're going to see what this card looks like. But normally you will only cut between 5.25 and 1 inch if you're making notes and not working along with me. And I will make a little thing. So then that's it. So you put this away. Now when you go to start folding this guy, they all meet resistance kind of. So you just want to work it a little tiny bit one way and the other and be a little gentle, and things start to move. And just keep working them back and forth. And this one, I'm not going to fold that at all. And that's going to just disappear because I'm going to put some, what do you call it on it? So this one you want to be careful because you don't want the fold line right there. So you just need to keep working this without moving it all the way along. So get the rest of them going, and then they start to move. And they move a little bit better if your hands are not dry like paper. And you can actually get a little grip on them. Good gracious. And I am pretty dang certain that I should still be able to. It would help if I'm trying to fold it the right way. Pardon me, you guys. Just keep working them. There we go. Now that's working with butter. I was like, why is that not folding? Oh, you know what? Oh, rats. It isn't going to work, you guys. Okay, well, now you know. Aren't you glad that I do things with you and for you so you can see? Okay, this will work if you don't have to fold it up and ever again. Okay, measurements are important. Oh, for goodness sakes. Take 2. Ay, ay, ay. All right, let's cut this guy. Oh, but I'd already cut it to 5.5 as well. I think you know what I can do. I'll score this guy at the 5.25. Am I on screen? Yeah. I'm just going to score this guy at 5.25. Because that other one's going to cut anyways already, so this is good. So I need to just score this at this other one. And it's interesting how a 1/4 inch can make that much difference. For goodness sakes, that seems insane, hey? I didn't think that would be. So I'm glad I could show you. Your measurements are always important. Also, when you're doing fancy folds or boxes, it's really good to make sure that you have nice, neat, precise folds so that everything goes into place the way it's supposed to. So now on mine, my back will have a slight error, but you know what I can do really, really nicely on that is if I want and if I care, and I actually don't. So mine has the adaptions on there. Hopefully you really weren't cutting with me. Oh darn, sorry. I think what I would do if, yes, the lighting changed if you're wondering. I will just put a piece of paper on here that is this measurement. I remember one time when I was making this, I was like, yeah, you'd have to have some place to write it. So I will put a piece of paper here that's 5.25 by 3. And that nice piece of paper will cover up all of my mistakes. Easy schmeezy. And then I'll have a nice place. Now I say I'll have a nice place to write, but in reality, this card does open up and you put a little white piece in here. I would put a piece of paper that was probably 3.75 by 3 in there. Okay. So decorating, dun, 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 dun. All right. So to review, you're going to score, cut between 1 and 5.25, 1 inch from each side. And this is where you can have some variation. You can do it 1.25 inch from the side. You can do it offset and have 2 inches over here and 3/4 of an inch over here kind of thing. So there's lots of variations in this fancy fold of a step card. And then when you go to decorate, you'll want to put a little bit of DSPs and then the whole dooley-ole here. So, and I think lots of times you just putting a strip of DSP all the way across the bottom here is nice. And then making stuff go here. So I was working off of this idea this time, and I did the 1 inch on both sides of this. I'm really trying to figure out what I did. If I find the other card here soon, I'll show. But yeah, and then I use little pieces of DSP here. So I need to come up with a Christmas card. You know what? I'm going to do reindeer. I just, all of a sudden it came to me, I'm going to do reindeer fun because I've got some cute reindeer paper. And then this opens up and I actually matted the card on the inside of this one. How cute is that? Hey, I love this set. Okay, so reindeer paper. If you're going to stick around with me now, we're going to make a card. Funfold Fever. Ooh, there's this guy. Oh, this is so cute. All right. Okay. I'm going to do some reindeers. Reindeer fun. One of the best things I did, one of the best things I did recently recently in the last couple of years. So I've been a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for 22 years. Recently, I started categorizing my stamps alphabetically. The current stamps, my other stamps are in kind of groups of similarities. So there's a whole bunch of words together, a whole bunch of cutesy cards, gardening cards. Because over the years, of course, I have accumulated quite a few stamps. And so I do like that when I'm going to, and all my Christmas stuff is together, and then I just know where things are. So this is the Reindeer Fun set, which was actually on my desk instead of where it belonged. Sweet little set. I haven't worked with the stamps nearly enough, except for this beautiful Merry Christmas is my favorite Merry Christmas. There it is. Da, 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 da. But yes, the this one has the sweetest little dies that makes this little critter. And some, oh, this might be kind of fun. Some of those things. And there's also some bells in here. Bells and whistles. No, just teasing. And presents. So the presents I have seen, I think is that, oh, Keisha, there's no presents on the front. Where did you get your presents from? Keisha recently did one of these cards with this guy as well. And she had presents on top of her card. And it was really, really cute. Okay, 10:30, here we go. We need to have a piece of paper that is 5 and, depending on what you like, but I'm going to do 5 3/8 by 7/8 basically. 5 3/8. And I need that to be here. And I want it to be these guys right here. Dang it. All right, so I am not going to cut across the entire thing. So I need to 5 3/8. 5 3/8 is where I got to cut it. Oh, that's a bad one. 5 3/8. Okay, it'll work. Okay, so I'm just going to go and cut this at 5 3/8. One moment, please. I am going to cut across the whole thing. I'm talking to myself, yes. Alrighty, coming along here. Sorry, I'm being fussy because I want these little birds. So I'm actually wasting a little tiny bit of paper to get my birds. Silly that I am. A little design silliness. Hang on. 7/8. 7/8 is a nice matte idea. So 5 3/8. 5 3/8. It's gonna be so cute. And I'm gonna hope that this works. Man, I cut this at 4. Where do I end up? Sorry. Let's see. This is going to be difficult. You guys are like, what are you doing over there, Lori? I'll show you what I'm doing. Then it'll make sense. Sorry, I disappeared. I'm cutting away over there. I am actually. Yeah, they are standalone dies for the presents. Sorry, Janice, I know that Keisha didn't get the dies. That's why I said that. Is I saw the presents and I was going to be like, hey, is that where you got your presents from? And then I realized, wait a minute. Like so most people wouldn't know that Keisha doesn't have the dies to this. Now they do. Now everybody knows she doesn't, but she likes to fussy cut like crazy. And so she didn't. Okay, what I'm trying to do, I would like him to be on here, and I'm not even sure if he's going to fit. So I cut on the one side. I also, look how nice I did that though. So I had to waste a little bit of a few slivers, and that's okay. So there, he's going to look lovely there. I'm actually going to glue today, you people. Holy mackerel. Who am I? And I love the other side of this as well. So this is probably one of my favorite pieces of paper. So then I was having a little bit of stress wasting little slivers of it over there. Oy, oy, oy. I'm going to have to make one of those cards. Sue made a scrap card, I think it's called. Quite a few people are doing scrap cards right now. And I'm thinking, yes, I should probably do something like that. How long did I make this? Supposedly 5 3/8. It's really covering everything. Nice. That definitely eliminated the need for a, what do you call it? And I am assuming that this is also that same. Oh, good thing I'm not measuring this. Okay, I lied. When you're looking at this, if you're like, that's a little bit wider, it is. Okay, so that's what I mean. You can make narrower ones and wider ones. This one I started at 1 1/4 to do my cutting. And I just did 1 inch on each side of this one. I kind of like the 1 inch actually, except for, and we'll see, it'd be really nice to have 1 inch right now here. Oh, you know what? Is this going to be long enough? No. Yes, almost. I'm actually just thinking I'm going to do this. Now, will this be long enough for both of us? This is... What is this? How long is this? 6 3/4. And I need this to be... Mostly you kind of want it to go just about to all the way to the bottom. Oh, I can. Yay. Okay. All right. So instead of having a little deer face there, which probably is not good in reality, I can do these two at 3 1/4. He'll disappear, and 3 1/4. And what's 3 1/4 on this side? Okay, I'm just going to cut him at 3 on this side because I don't want any part of that. Oh, I could have had a little bit higher, darn it. And this side I'm going to cut at 3 1/4. Goodbye, little nose. Much better if you make a scoring error than a cutting error, just FYI. Okay, I think, oh, Lori, you need to still cut this. Hello. Hello, my friend. I knew it was a little wider than I needed it to be. I want this to be 3/4, so I'm going to cut 1 inch off, a little bit off this side, and a little bit off this side. And I'm doing it at that crazy 7/8. Get it straight in here. And when it's that little tiny bit, it's a good idea to start off in the middle of the page and come back at it both ways. And then that'll fit in here. Nice. Won't that be fun? Oh, that's going to be great. And same over here. He'd be cute. But his ears. Sorry, I'm just looking at the pattern. So I'm getting a little pedantic on the pattern. Let's just go with that. So I cut the first one at 1 inch. Straight, please. Oh, and I can back me off a little tiny bit now, can't I? And the 7/8. Oh, and this isn't right. Holy cow. Okay, straight, I think. Yes, again, coming in part way. When you're just cutting that little trim, if you tried to come in on the edge, you'd be a little off. And I just realized as I was cutting down where I was, I actually stopped the centering, but that's okay. We're good. So we'll glue those guys on. And of course I could do that too. That would be fun. Sorry, I'm trying to keep you from bouncing. So my stand has a bendable arm that is... Sorry, I gotta think. Hold on one moment, please, while I'm gluing. Usually I can just talk free-spirited. I am seeing that I have shaggy edges on this, and that is telling me for sure I'm due for a new blade. I have a one of the originals from 100 years ago. Stampin' Up! About maybe 10 years into my life as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. They got like the big chopper. That's where I was over there chopping. And I don't know how well you can hear me when I'm chopping away over there. And I have to see if this whole I think this whole thing will fit in here. Oh no, it won't quite. So I need to cut off a little tiny bit of this. So you kind of don't see the bottom too much. So I'm never too worried. Like the one is not going to be exactly the same as the other one. If you can go down to the bottom, I think, of course, that's the best idea for a tidy look. I don't glue on air, do I? Do I, folks? Oh, my goodness. I so need to have a new blade. That's what I'll do after this thing. I'll go. So, yeah, I hardly ever cut on with my little cutter. I score with it. So that is partly why I have definitely not got... Okay, I kind of think it's neat that it's got all sorts of design on the front now. And I score with a scoring tool all the time. So do you, that's partly why I don't have a new cutter tool, because I don't use it enough. All right, and now the front panel. I'm going to just have that, and I will have to do a little measure from here. Is going to be, I am going to mat this, so I think. So I have 3.5 by 3 1/4. So I'm gonna write that down somewhere. 3.5 by 3 1/4. 3.5 by 3 1/4. I don't know how well you can see that, but there it is. And then I'm going to get a piece of white. So I go to 3 1/4, 3 1/4 by 3. 3 1/4 by 3 for a white piece. 3 1/4 by 3. Blanking again. 3 1/4 by 3. Sorry. I had a little blame blip over there. I was just getting 2 of them. Gluing, I know. How crazy is that? I'm crazy. So now this one is really close. It's not quite a square. Quite interesting that just with just that 1/4 inch, it does look like a rectangle though. So you do want to make sure that you're putting it on the right way, obviously. And it's not the way you would think. So the rectangle is the wide part, not the length part, right? As I did it, I'm like, whoa. And yes, it would be more like this if you had the wider things. So anyways, with the reindeer, this is going to look awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this down too. I'm not going to do the green piece yet. Or sorry, I am doing the green piece. I'm not going to do the white piece, the main mat, because if you're going to be stamping and stuff on it, always a good idea not to. But this way, at least you can totally see. This is almost the finished card. Do you know what I mean? So if you need to be running somewhere or you're fast forwarding, at least you're like, yes. So I am doing hardly there mats with little tiny 1/8 of an inches, and that is a preference for this. I kind of think a little tiny bit more on this one might not be bad to see, but there's quite a few of different edges, and it does look pretty. I feel like that's a little tiny bit crooked-eyed, and I don't know why it wouldn't pull, but anyways, this one was a little tiny bit fatter edge. Matting. Okay, so now we've got this, and we want to again make sure that we're going to work with it the right way. I don't want to be stamping and stuff on here. So what are we going to do with this? That's the question of the day. I'm going to pick that up right this very second. What was it? Oh, it's my bells. No, my balls. The berry pieces. So again, there's a berry, holly, and berry in here as well. Like Janice was saying, there's standalone presents, and there is a standalone holly, and then standalone berries, standalone ribbon, and then this sweetest little guy here. And geez, it would be really nice as I'm showing this to be able to just be like, and that's the card that you can make with it. But I have, pretty sure, absolutely no idea. I have not seen my little fellows for a few days. Where? Nope. Nope. No idea where a card of that is. I can show you coffee cups. No, I know where those are. Okay. All right. So I am going to stamp this little gal. Let's see. This is 95% size. This is interesting. So it says that it's 2-step stamping. So I actually have to go back in. I haven't stamped with this set yet. I've played a lot with the dies. I'm the exact opposite of Keisha. She's been crazy with the stamps. We could have shared, Keisha. You could have had my stamps. I could have had your dies. Literally, other than the Merry Christmas, I have never, ever stamped with any of these. I love the bells. Keisha just did on Can't Craft. I always say that. Can't Spell Crafter with her K's. She did a really fabulous background, stamping the bells 1,000 times. And then colored them all. And then went from there. Okay, so I was wondering how big this guy would be. So I will go ahead and stamp her on there. And I'm assuming that's a nurturing mom. Okay, this will be a bit crazy. What size is this one? Oh, yay. Perfect. Oh, so I was stamping with the kids at school yesterday. Oh, I was telling the girls last night in the monthly club. So we get together on Wednesday nights. It's a $50 membership, and it's weekly meetings, sketches, which I have to still put the sketch out, girls, sorry. Sketches, weekly sketches, and lots of inspiration through the week, and the community, and the fun on the Wednesday nights and stuff. It is a recorded, I totally lost the stamp. Oh, there it is. Silly me. Oh, and I guess I don't, maybe, did I do it already? I am far enough back. When did I do that? Wasn't I really close when I was cutting? Oh, no, I wasn't really close. I was just closer like I was supposed to be. So I was making cards with the kids and having so much fun. So I feel like I told all of you, which I probably told everybody that's watching practically, but Janice, I go into the schools here and I work with the grade, it was grade 4 yesterday, grade 5 the day before, and they make nice notes to the seniors in my community. And we decorate a little card together. So they get to stamp, and then they write the most beautiful notes to the seniors, and I deliver them to the seniors. The seniors love it. I am so lucky to facilitate this because, like, I look like I'm the hero, and all I'm doing is dropping cards off to people. And but the seniors just love being thought of. And they were making, and it's so fun to watch how they're pressing, and I'm like, it's just a line, it's okay, it doesn't need a lot of pressure today. Some of them have stamped with me in the past couple of years when I've been doing this. When I get introduced at the senior homes, everybody sits up straight and they tell me a story about how much the card made a difference to them that day, and the stories coming out of it are just so much fun. But the kids are so sweet and thoughtful like crazy. I so appreciate their help in the project, and I get to stamp with them with 3 or 4 at a time. And then even if they can see it like this, and it sticks, like, right? So they're like, oh, it's sticking. And then they figure out how to do it. And then, just like me, they're like, oh, look how beautiful that is. Even though you can even see through it, it's not the same. It's so cool. One little boy a couple years ago, I'll never, ever forget this. Well, I hope I never do. He leans forward conspiratorially, kind of, he's like, it's magic. And I was like, isn't it? I love you. I didn't say I love you to him, but I did in my mind, because it is magic to me. I just love it. All right, who's panicking because I have this little guy right here? I am actually. He doesn't want to stick. This is what, so I put in a piece of this, and I don't know why, but he doesn't, he's too little, and he flies off. That guy stays on. Maybe I need to put him there. Maybe it's the stress of the corners there or something. And I think I've had him in there too, and he didn't like it. I don't know. When I do this, that's when he snaps off. I can hear him usually. Oh, he stayed on today. Okay. Woohoo. All right. Now I've closed this up. I don't think I'm going to use this tree. I had that other tree on here, and I'm running out of time, so I probably won't show you how, but I'll probably mask her or end up cutting her out because, like I said, she's a die. And I'll create a whole little scene behind here. So just, that'll be cute. Just rough masking. I say that and then I'm stuck. I don't know. Hang on a second. Ooh, this will be a really rough mask. It'll work good. Masking means, I wonder if I have a, I don't feel like that has anything left. Oh, it did. Just barely. Good old photopolymer stamps. So again, I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for 22 years. I am an original wood block and red rubber girl, and you'll hear me make little comments sometimes, and I don't even apologize for it. I love so many things about the photopolymer, but I am still a total red rock snob. I am still a snob for red rubber. This would be far darker if I was using red rubber. It retains the ink a lot better. Yeah, anyways, I won't go into it, but I do love my red rubber. Okay, so that is a bit of a mask. You might not have seen what, you probably couldn't even see what I was doing, but if you can, there's a little hint when I stamped that little gal on there. There was a little tiny hint of and this is definitely the spruce. So where is my spruce? Shaded spruce ink. There is definitely, I have no idea what I was about to say. There was a little tiny bit of ink. Oh, and I'm just remembering now from my other card, this doesn't actually do a very good tree. It's a really scant outline, so you need to shade it in, but oh well, we're going to do it because I started down this path. Dang it. And you're going to like it whether you like it or not. Yeah, he's not a very full tree as an outline. This is frosted. No, it's not. Yes, it is. No, it's not. Which one is this one? Yes, it's frosted. I'll do this one higher, I guess. See, ta-da! Oh, my fingers, what the heck? I'm so dirty. Oh, I need one more at least. But her head's not done. So now this is really pretend. So I'll just do this, and it'll go over that little guy's tail a little bit, and it'll be okay. Y'all know that I'm not actually keeping this card anyways, that part, so. Well, you might. I might. A little tiny, tiny bit on her tail. This is a really big block for this. That's her nose I'm trying to cover, isn't it? Okay. This will work good. Hopefully when I come down here, it'll work perfect. There. There, you got masking too. You got 2 techniques for the price of 1. All right. Oops. Let's tidy that up a little tiny bit. I was telling you that I was stamping with the kids for some reason yesterday, but I don't think I finished the story. I don't know. Yeah, Janice, you and me, we're smart. Okay, I'll add just a little tiny bit of brownness to this so that it looks decent, and then I'll wrap it up. Because it was just about the fancy fold. That's always fun to see. Ooh, she's dark. Sorry, little gal. That didn't look like it was going to be that dark. I should know better. I do love the skin tone blends, they're called. They come in 10 different colors. They don't come with a dark and a light of the same one. Oopsie-doo. Oh, this will be good right here too. But if I go to, this is number 300, say for instance, I think if I go to 400, or even 500, let's go with, because I won't find the other probably, then you can add some extra color. So it doesn't shade quite the same way as our dark and bright, but it's kind of fun. And they're a good way that some of my gals have gone into my blends club because they have wanted to. This is a way better fawn color or color. They have wanted to get these. So I have a blends club that when you buy your sets of, oh, for goodness sakes, I'm thinking 6 ways to Sunday. When you buy 4 packages of blends, you get to choose which ones you want. And then when you buy your first set, I give you a gift, depending on if you've been in with blends before or not. If you have the lift pen, then I give you something else. But if you haven't gotten the lift pen yet, which is what I'm looking for right now, to try and lift some of that dark brown out of there. Good gracious. Oh, there it is. You'll get a lift. On your 4th one, you get a shopping spree with me for $25. So it's a fun way. Oh, see, it blended itself kind of nice. It's a nice way to get more colors, a little tiny bit at a time as you need them, with a little incentive package along with it. And I like it. I like doing it. I love the idea that as it's coming up to Christmas, obviously right now, people are buying shaded spruce, real red, cherry cobbler, and daffodil, say for instance. Other people are getting the pecan and old olive. It's just kind of fun. So it's a nice way. You can order it direct to yourself, and you use a host code, and away you go. So I just kind of keep track of it. And when you order your 4th one, I'm like, okay, what else do you want? We'll tack it on, and it all just ships to you. So it's a pretty fun way to explore if you want hints of ideas of which ones to get. But then you're using them as you are getting them arrived to your door, and so that's kind of nice. And I do love, it's a great way of getting these ones when you think, oh, I was just going to get a few blends for this and that. And then you're like, yeah. But for all of the animals and the new otters out there too, these are probably your best choice. So now I haven't really been watching too much, but better use a nice soft color. Is this I was going to say, and then there's also an ivory and a bronze, which are good ideas to grab. So see? You have all your colors. Okay, this shows you that ivory is a little yellow, just FYI. And it's always a great idea to do a little chart of all the colors so that you can see what they look like. Actually, that kind of turned out better than I thought. One thing that people talk about is having a little piece of paper right nearby to see what it also looks like. Ivory's a little yellow, I feel like, for this guy's tail, so I'm just having a little trouble finding a perfect color for his tail. I say. And I say, Why am I having I told you I wasn't even going to do this, hey? And here I am. Going like crazy. Okay, I gotta just go with ivory because otherwise I'm going with a pink tone. So we'll stick with a yellow tone. Okay, and then I do a little lift here. Oh, look how cute. Try and clear that out. Get out of there. So fun. Okay. That looks garbly, but that's okay. This nice color. We'll add a little color to this little critter. So cute. Hi, sweet little one. Ooh, so cute, you little guy. Look how cute he is. I don't know what I was going to say about the kids, but anyways, I loved Stampin' with them. It was a great class yesterday. I had so much fun. Couple people that watch me from town here are probably like, yay, we get cards. All right, that's pretty. All right. Anyways, I will tack that on just with a little piece of tape because he is definitely not done. I think I need to add a little red somehow or another. Pardon my coughing. Put this guy in here. And that being said, I got a cute little idea right here. That'll add Christmas in a hurry. Hello, my husband.
Hello, everybody.
I'm making coffee in 1 second.
All right.
All right, there's my little cute card, fancy fold. Dun, da, da, da. Oops, bouncing you around. Oh, I have like an applause button. Canned applause. Nice. All right, I love this. I really, really love this fold, actually, you guys. It's so cute. I do have to remind myself every day, each time I use it, how to do it. But there it is. Yay! All right, I will chat with you guys. We'll party tomorrow night, Friday, live at 8. It's a party, cocktails and coffee. And I'll show you the finished one of this. How does that sound? All right, I would appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. And see you later. Thanks so much. Have a great day, you guys. Bye-bye.